what's kind of been the ticket to you guys getting more possessions? Like usually in the beginning of the season, you guys would give away 10 shots, 11 shots, 12 shots, but the last few games you've turned that to your advantage and allowed your natural efficiency to take over.
Yeah, we're pretty even on the boards throughout the game, but I think we turned them over. 19 turnovers that could get us out on the break. I think our defensive pressure was good, was allowing us to get some turnovers, get some deflections, and was able to get out in transition, get some easy shots up. Shooting 10 more shots than this team, that's always a good formula for you to have a successful offense. And we was able to convert some too.
And Jacques talked a lot about kind of building trust within the team and just asking guys to play hard. When we see you, with this huge grin after you block a shot and Kai going in the stands up 11 in the fourth, are these kind of indicative of that kind of workmanlike ethos that he's trying to preach?
Yeah. First of all, we want to be a connected group on both ends of the floor. And, in a lot of these plays that you make, sometimes you just got to be there to protect your teammates. And, so once we had that in our minds that, somebody gets beat, we have to be there. Somebody might have made a mistake on a switch or a backdoor cut, we still got to be there. And I think we've been preaching that. And, the hustle plays come with that. And, everybody's buying into it. So, that's the toughest part of the game, to be honest, is to continue to consistently do that every single night. And that's what the great teams do. They dial that up every night, even when the offense is not working. You still be a connected group on the defensive side. So we're building something. We got to continue to keep fine-tuning.
Kevin, you guys are at 8 of 9 now. Is there something you can point to in the last couple of weeks that really has clicked overall?
Favorable schedule, being at home for 7 of those, and being able to wake up in our own beds and have our own routine at home definitely matters. We also faced a couple teams that misses some guys as well, but for the most part, I like the brand of basketball we played on both ends of the floor. Regardless of who was on the court, we still played our system, and we did the things that we wanted to do out there on both ends. Being at home counts. Having everybody back as well, healthy, counts. So we just want to keep plugging away.
Kevin, you give up 45 points in the second half. You really play defense. A month ago, almost exactly a month ago, in, Sacramento, your defense looked like it didn't look good. What is it just been having easy games, or is it more than that?
No, I wouldn't say we had easy games.
I don't mean that, but...
Yeah, even with that Sacramento loss, we gave 150, but the 4, 5, 6 games before that game, we were holding teams under 100 points. So I know we want to be more consistent, and we have been, but it's going to be times where we're up and down. What we want to do on the defensive side of the ball, trying to figure each other out. We're playing sometimes we might switch our defense throughout the game, and so. But for the most part, guys are just playing hard, trying to stay in front of the ball. That's a simple part of the game. Just you in front of your man, trying to guard that one-on-one, and then we rebounded the ball better.
You're facing a Washington team that's been struggling of late. What was the emphasis on just never giving them any hope, getting off to a good start, and kind of taking it away from them from jump?
Yeah, we talked about this being a trap game. You got some guys injured. We played a trap game last game against Indiana where they might have came in against us and relaxed a bit, and our young guys came in and won that game. So we didn't want to make that same mistake and come out and underestimate these pros out here, because they're pros and they're all talented. So regardless of who's in the lineup, guys want to showcase who they are. So we had to make sure that we were focused on both ends of the floor, and knowing that we could use our schemes to get an advantage. But if we'd have played too relaxed and with no sense of urgency, we'd have definitely lost this game.
For you guys to win in Indiana shorthanded, what does that say to you about this group and the job that Jacques is doing?
It's just everybody loves to play. Jacques is doing a great job of making adjustments throughout the game, and that game was just incredible. Indiana made a lot of shots, but we weathered the storm and we stayed poised, and that's the type of team you want to be on. Regardless of what's going on around you, everybody staying focused and stand to the mission. And I think the game was able to turn for us last game. So That was key. You give guys confidence coming off the bench, guys that don't play as much, but they still got confidence from playing games like that. It was huge for us.
Kevin, what do you notice about this team with Bradley and without Bradley?
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame All-Star scorer, player. Sorry, calling him just a scorer is diminishing who he is. I mean, you take that away from your team. I mean, you're trying to figure out where that presence is going to be, that impact is going to be felt from. So, and then you got Rui hurt. Then you got Porzingis was out the second half. So they've been hit with some injuries, and it's felt like it's been like that for this team the last couple of years. But when they all on the court, they got some a lot of talent. And once they put it all together, I know they'll go off on a run.
Kevin, you said you were building something with this squad right now. What are you starting to see that's sustainable long term?
The effort we playing with on the defensive side of the ball, I think, we figure out what type of team we want to be on that side of the ball, and we continue to keep trusting each other on the offensive end. That'll feed on our defense. We take efficient shots. Well, I think we're an efficient ball club on the offensive side of the ball too, so that helps our defense. But we try to hang our hat on, keeping our man in front, guarding one-on-one, and providing help when needed. So that's sustainable in any form of basketball.
When you say figure out what you want to be defensively, I mean, you guys have been switching a lot. You've been kind of red team, red out a lot. So what have you learned? Like what lineups work with who, what locations, or?
Yeah, just, we switch, but sometimes throughout a game, you want to stay with your own man. Sometimes you don't have to switch your action, and we want to continue to keep those matchups the way we want to keep them. So in order for us to be a good team, we can't just lazy switch, point switch, and have a small and a big when we don't have to. And I think we're figuring that out as well. And, we want to be a team that can switch out and guard multiple, players. We got versatile defenders, but we don't want to put a smaller matchup on a bigger matchup or vice versa and cause we call a blender when guys driving and swinging and kicking, and now we're in scramble mode.